Good morning, everyone. I wanted to share with you something that I was reading. It was a little analogy by Rabindranath Tagore. It was a story about, he was telling a story about on his table there was a violin string. And he said the violin string was free to do whatever it wanted. It just laid there on his table. He could pick it up and twist it around, and the other end would respond accordingly. But it was free to do whatever it wanted. However, it wasn't free to sing. And so it wasn't until he took the violin string and fixed it to his violin that it was free to sing, which was what it was created to do. And he said that is the same thing with us, with Christ. It's not until we are bound with Christ, until we are actually set free, and until we are free to do what we were created to do. And I just thought that was a really good analogy. I love stories. I love little imageries that make things kind of connect with me. And I just thought that was really good. I think about how long it was that I lived my life not knowing Christ, yet thinking I was free, or knowing what I was doing, or just not really knowing the difference. And then when I came to know Christ, there was such a huge difference. And you don't really realize that when you don't have a relationship with Christ versus when you do. And once you do have that relationship, once you are surrendered to Him, there is such a freeing, just something that happens. I can't even explain it. And just a peace and a joy, and just a knowing that you have a relationship with Him. It just makes all the difference in the world. And I think about how many times Christ has showed up in my life since I've known Him. And when I look back on when I didn't know Him, I really don't know how I did life without Christ before, because I would be completely lost without Him now. And it kind of made me think back even to the innkeeper, and how the innkeeper just really didn't realize what he was turning away, and how there were so many times in my life where I just really didn't realize what I was turning away, and thinking that I was good and thinking that everything was okay, but just not realizing. And ultimately we all have a choice whether we're going to make excuses and say, okay, we have no room, just like the innkeeper that night that Jesus was born, or we can just say, no, I'm good, no thanks. Or we can open the door and we can make room. And ultimately the choice is all ours. But I just think of how different the innkeeper's life would have been if he would have just realized what was knocking at his door. And that goes for all of us. Sometimes we don't realize what's knocking at our door. We don't realize the difference that it can make, or the difference that Christ can make. But I am here to tell you that He makes all the difference. And so if you know Christ, if you have a relationship with Christ, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, then I would just encourage you to do some digging, to listen to, maybe God's pulling at your heartstrings. Maybe He's trying to stir something up in you, because He definitely wants you to know who He is, and He definitely wants you to know what the season is about and what He did with His Son being born on Christmas. So it was just an interesting story. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that you're all doing well and staying safe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a blessed day.